So let's start with you growing up. Where did you grow up and how did you come up?
I grew up, I'm from, they call it Midtown now. I'm from 20th, my house was actually on 20th Street and 18th Avenue. I grew up, like, my neighborhood is 21st, you know.
Right there by the store, where the store used to be at?
Hold on, by this guy. Yeah, right there, but on 21st where the corner store used to be, they knocked it down.
What corner store that was?
It was called A+.
Right.
But we called the nigga who owned it, Jamaican nigga named Emmett. So we all called it Emmett, you know what I'm saying? Emmett was a good dude. Emmett looked out for the whole neighborhood. Like, it was a million nights a nigga went to ate. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit.
So would they serve food and all that other than?
No, he just would have the groceries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he would, you know, we'll be having a tab. He'll let us keep a tab. You know what I'm saying? We get what we want, and, you know, the food stamps come around.
That's right.
We break bread like that. You know what I'm saying? But that shit saved us, boy. Shit. Boy,
and that's where your mama, that's where your grandma stayed?
My grandma, I was raised by my grandmother, my daddy mama.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That shit different. You know, most people's story is they was with their mama's grandma.
Right.
I was raised by my daddy and that side, you know what I'm saying?
On your dad's side of the family.
Dad's side raised me, you know what I'm saying? All the boys and the goons and all that kind of shit he did, so.
And your dad, he from St. Pete?
Yeah, he from St. Pete.
And y'all got a pretty decent relationship or what?
We good now.
Well, how was it coming up?
Coming up, my dad then was in the street. You know what I'm saying? My dad then was them heroin boys. They sold that heroin. You know what I'm saying? We had like several businesses. A lot of the shit was before my time, you know what I'm saying? But my family had restaurants like Chubby's. 22nd was like the main, that's where all the niggas was. And they had restaurants on 22nd and they had like just a lot of shit. Smith Funeral Home was ours.
Oh, that was y'all's stuff too?
That was our restaurant. Niggas called it Steins, but it was Steens. Supposed to be like short for Christine. That was my great grandmother name. You know what I'm saying? But niggas, you know, we Steins, goddamn it. Yeah. That was our shit.
And how long,
I was a kid.
How long that was there?
Shit, for a long time. It closed and like right after. I remember like when Jed them got fucked up, cause you know they had the car wash across the street. Right. Like right around that time is when the restaurant got shut down. My uncle who ran it, who owned it, was like heavy gambler. You know what I'm saying? So I guess all that come from that. And being that my dad then was locked up and shit, like it wasn't no that other money coming in. So it like he couldn't cover. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The other shit he was doing, like, it was just losing. You know what I'm saying? The restaurant can't keep all that shit afloat, but when the street shit was involved, we can hang out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I take from it. I don't really know. That's just what being that I'm a grown man, I understand how this shit work. I feel like that's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
And what you say your dad got locked up at one point?
Yeah, my dad got locked up when I was 11, 12. He got locked up. He went to prison.
From being in the game?
What? In the game and in the streets. And my uncle, which is his brother, my uncle got caught with like some keys of heroin. You know what I'm saying? And he was already gone. And my dad went later on.
When this was, in the 80s?
80s, yeah. 80s, and my dad was all in and out. But back then they had the 65 and a third. Like, you get a year and do 2 months.
True.
So niggas, you go to prison, I done been to prison, so when you go to prison, you see a nigga with, you know, they do the letters. A, B, C, D. You might see a nigga with a fucking Y. A Y letter or a crazy letter next to their number. And each letter is the time you done went. So you got an A, B, or C. C is 3 times you done went. You understand what I'm saying? So you got a nigga with done been 15 times, but back then
in and out,
they was your time was nothing. They give you a year, you go to prison and come right back. You understand what I'm saying?
And so coming up, so how many brothers and sisters? You got any sisters?
I got my sisters is like my cousins. We all grew up together, so I call them my sisters and shit. Like a lot of my cousins my house was my grandma. It's not my grandma's house, it's my great grandma's house. I was raised by my great grandmother and my great grandfather. You understand what I'm saying? And we all lived in the same house. My grandma, my great grandma, and my great grandfather. and my dad and my uncles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In one house, but it was a big ass house, and it was just different. My morals are different to this day. I was raised different. I was raised by old people,
Right.
like real shit. And I look at everything different because I was taught by different people with different standards. These people was retired by the time I was born. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, they could have retired. They was already 60s. You know what I'm saying? When I was fucking born. So.
Then what's some of the like lessons and some of the morals that they, being that they was older?
I didn't even fucking know about slavery, bro, until we fucked around and watching Roots on the TV. Yeah, and we crying and shit. And my great grandfather came like, man, that shit is bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we never even talked about that shit. Like, we knew about Martin Luther King, but he was like, man, they didn't fuck with you. You know how you watch these old movies, slavery type shit, and the nigga, they done busted one of us out with the cocktail, and the nigga come out the door with a rifle and they ride around the horse, still riding in your yard.
Yeah.
He like, man, they didn't fuck with you if they knew you had guns.
So a lot of that stuff that we see, that ain't...
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
What? You not finna do that.
Right.
A nigga finna come out the door with a rifle, you still gonna be in the front yard like, yeah, nigga.
Right.
It's bullshit. So I never felt inferior to a white person, bro. Because I was raised by a real man, a nigga. Like, my granddad and them, they came from Valdosta. He did some shit to some white people and ran.
Yeah.
You know that story.
Right.
He ended up in St.Pete. He done... You know, they killed a couple, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it was. You didn't fuck with niggas. It's bullshit. The story that the narrative that they giving us, it only happened to small sections of niggas. It didn't happen to where the niggas hung out.
Right.
Or what niggas was. My great grandfather was alive when I was a kid. He lived to be 100 and something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And what was his story? Did he ever have stories about it?
I never got, I was too small.
True.
But my great grandfather would tell me stories about how they died. Like, it was like 20 of them. He had 20 brothers and sisters, shit like that. They would die, in the river. This how they died.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Falling off the log.
Stuff like
falling
that.
out the tree, breaking their neck, and that kind of shit. Not we shoot them up, bang, bang. Our stories are different, so that shit was crazy. I didn't understand it, but now I'm older, and I'm like, okay, now I get it. Cause going back there, we still got land there. I still have family in Valdosta. We go visit. You know what I'm saying? From my great grandfather.
And was they business owners too?
Yeah. My granddaddy was probably the first lawn man in the city of St. Petersburg. Like he had this shit on.
You still remember that?
Yeah, I used to work. Listen, he'd have me out there. I used to push the middle bar on the lawnmower. That's how I love him.
Yeah.
I'm pushing the middle one, and that's I learned that shit from him. I still know how to do that shit right now. I do my own shit. Where I stay at right now, bro. Listen, crazy shit. My chick was like, hire the lawn people and shit, cause the whole neighborhood doing that. I'm not doing that. If I could cut my own shit, I'm gonna cut my own shit. I started cutting my own yard. We move in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, upper middle class shit, and I'm cutting my yard. Bro, all my neighbors started doing
Now they cutting their yard.
Swear to God on my life, bro. Because they, upper middle class, white people, whatever. It's a lot of housewives. So I work how I work when I want to work. So I'm out here Monday afternoon cutting my yard. Your wife walking with your kid in the stroller and all that. She's seeing it. You think she ain't saying like, yeah, the nigga over there cutting his yard like, bro, cause it's all men and I'm cool with all of them.
Yeah.
I come out there one Saturday. Yeah, Dave Cross, I just picked up the lawnmower, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm just trying to save money because they taxing us for a little patch. I don't have that much, but y'all taxing because of the neighborhood. It's not about the job, it's the neighborhood.
With the HOA and all that.
No, it's just the people know everybody over here got some money.
Right.
So they taxing us $100 a month for something I could do. It take me, I put my headphones on, I listen to about 3 songs and I'm done.
You finished with it.
Like, come on, man. I ain't paying a bitch that, but yeah, I learned all that shit from my grandfather, man. Coming up. My grandfather used to date, he raised Angela Bassett too. as well.
A lot of people don't know she from St.
She
Pete.
from St. Pete, like real shit. That was my I don't mean, damn man. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Damn. But her mom was my granddad's mistress.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, he raised her. She talked about him in her book. Her book she wrote a few years ago. Damn right. And they're from, my people are originally from, like everybody else, from Jordan Park. And if you go around Jordan Park right now, the old, like before it got like it is now, but back in the day, because my grandmother, my mom's mom stayed by Jordan Park right now. But all the houses in that neighborhood, if you remember, or if you, they was prestige, bro.
Right.
They was nice, the yards was nice. I'm talking about when we was kids. Because that part of town was like where the niggas with the money was.
Right.
Jordan Park wasn't a fucking project.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? When I talk to, when my great grandmother tell me that when she would work, cause she did like kitchen work, and she didn't drive. So when the people would take her home, she'd have to get dropped off like around the corner. Cause if you stayed in Jordan Park, you was an uppity nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't want them to know we stayed in Jordan Park. Cause you got some money. Cause they was like condominiums. It wasn't no project bullshit how it turned out. And what most people gonna remember. But that's wasn't what it was. That whole area right there. St. Pete is actually a Black Wall Street. It was
I heard about
Street.
Elder Jordan
right.
and dude from Demons who got Demons Landing and all that.
St. Pete was a Black Wall Street.
Now take us back to as far as like when you was a kid.
Yeah, I done went everywhere.
When you was a kid coming up, how was it for you coming up as a kid?
Coming up as a kid, you know, same old shit. Playing football in the street. You know, getting in trouble doing just.
You and your brothers hung
me and
out?
my brothers, yeah, we hung out, and we 80s babies, like real 80s babies. Like he's 79, I'm 80, so it's like all that. You was born in 85, 86. You're really not an 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know nothing. So growing up, it was cool. My street was 20th Street. Was like a neutron street. All the kids played on 20th. 21st was a drug hole and 19th was a drug hole. So my street was like where all the kids came. And each corner, like 19th had a store in the corner, 21st had a store in the corner. So, but as far as everything was, you know, cool as kid shit. But I remember like when everything fucking changed, bro. I remember like, cause like I said, we used to cut yards for money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Learned that from we used to have a gas can and just go house to house, like cutting yards and shit to get money. But motherfucking, my timeline, I use like music and movies. Like, Boys in the Hood came out. It's like everything changed, bro. Like right after Boys in the Hood, like shit went crazy.
You noticed shit changing.
You noticed it.
But you was ever in the music?
What that?
Like fucking around with the music and stuff like that? What you was?
I was big time.
What you was doing with the music? Cause I could have swore the first time I met you, it was down off of 9th Street somewhere with Fry and all them.
Yeah, we was in, Fry them had the spot. I was doing the pony shit.
Okay.
The jam pony, you know, the
When you
DJ.
started that?
Shit, 14, 13, some shit like that. I was hard. I was one of the best doing that shit. Yeah, real shit. Probably me and the nigga Red Dog.
Right, I remember Red Dog.
Nigga come fuck with me. You understand what I'm saying? I was hard. So I used to be, them niggas used to always be in that bitch. They was on 23rd then.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Yo, they used to be on 23rd, they had the music going. I used to be killing niggas on that shit. Niggas
So they knew you from the pony shit.
Yeah, that's where I started. You know, with the as far as fucking with the music, I used to make mixtapes and shit. Not with the pony on it, but I did make pony tapes too. We call it pony because of Jam Pony. You know what I'm saying?
So what's that for people that don't know what Jam Pony
These
is?
niggas from Lauderdale, Slick Vic, Lock Jock, Big A's, recipes Big A's. Them niggas like DJs who like the mixtape. Everybody call them shit mixtapes 9, but them niggas was doing that shit before nigga like that New York shit. How them niggas be, man. This shit is, it's like ad libbing. You get on that shit and you ad lib. It's not like DJing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas DJ. This is different. This is like you take the word, what they're saying, take it, you cut the mic, cut the sound, say what you want to say, then cut it back on, and it catches.
So this takes some type of like rhythm, some skill.
Yeah, it takes skill. Everybody can't do that shit. It's not easy. It's like freestyling. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people couldn't do it. I fuck with Red Dog, nigga, Kid Dog off 36. They were like the top two, Kid Dog and Red Dog. Shit.
I remember when Red Dog was coming out with the
Red Dog was hell.
Shouting everybody out on the tapes.
Red Dog was hell and Kid Dog. Yeah, this like 94, man. 93, 94 when the nigga was fucking with that shit. Yeah, I was tough. I was tough for my era, like my age. Like I represented for that, you know what I'm saying?
So when you was in school, people knew you for doing it?
You fucking right. I had no tapes for a bitch.
And what you was giving them out, you was selling them, how you was doing it?
I was $5 a pop. Like everybody motherfucking else. Shit. But I was more like timid. Like I wasn't really, cause I just was like, them niggas hard. You know what I'm saying? But I would go to house party days. Yeah. Going to the house party, niggas, man, let me get on that shit. I get on that shit and rock that bitch. I'm jit. You niggas, you know what I'm saying? You niggas old compared to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm really legit doing this shit. So nigga like, damn, boy, you do I say, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. But I thought I was just, I was tough, man. I love that shit.
And so walk us through your transition when you did the music and stuff like that. But when did you start gravitating towards more like the streets?
I was already doing that then. I was in the streets at 12. I was hustling at 12 years old. Because in my household, everything was good. My daddy got locked up, and my great-grandmother died. Like, that was her check. She had her Social Security coming in. My grandmother was a teacher. That it still ain't shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't carry me and my brother. You know what I mean? We wanted shit. Like, we boys, we wanted shit. So it was one Christmas, the Christmas my grandma died, we got bullshit. Like, we didn't really get shit. And like, that was it. Like,
that was it right there.
That Christmas, a nigga went to school with some bullshit on, like, and not even knowing. I'm like, hell no, I ain't going out like that. And like my uncle, my daddy brother, everybody think he my brother, but cause we ain't that much apart, like 5 years apart. But he's my uncle, and he ended up going to Bethune in '92. So when he left, that was like the only person stopping me from doing my thing. Hell yeah, it's right there, bro. I'm 8 years old, 9 years old, walking to the store and a bitch asking me if I'm straight. So back then, you ain't even have to call it wasn't hustling. Right. Like, cause it was, man, the craziest shit. You come out the door, you can make money. Come outside with some dope, you're gonna make money. It's just that simple. You got it, you're gonna sell it. It wasn't no, only thing what made it different when niggas started running up the cars. When niggas started chasing cars, it was you had to be quick on your feet, goddamn it, you understand what I'm saying? And our neighborhood boomed so hard, we took turns on the corner. Like, we didn't have to, we took turns. Who is on me?
And so it was just you and your brother?
Nah, man, the whole neighborhood. My big brother ain't started till he was a senior in high school. When he got, cause he was heavy into sports, and I wanted some money. Like, fuck that shit. I was fucking with these niggas. See, my uncle best friend was the nigga out of Harbordale. I ain't gonna say no name, but the nigga out of Harbordale who had all the cars, like after Boys in the Hood, everybody got hydraulics on their shit. So this nigga in front of my house, his switches, this nigga got cars lined up, 30s and lows, wet up. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing this nigga, I'm in the nigga car. And my other uncle, he got the cars too. This is what I wanted to be like. I didn't give a fuck about no sports.
Because did you ever do sports though?
Yeah, I played Little League. I played everything. Okay. Played everything. Yeah, that's how I know everybody. I done played at every park. So I know a lot of people. So when I did enter the streets, on another level, I was able to do my thing because I was known. I was already well known, like from doing the pony shit. You know what I'm saying? Going to house parties and Yeah, I started out like 12, 13, man.
That's what I was gonna ask you. When you got into the streets, how was that transition? Like, how was it hard? Was it something hard for you? How did that take
Only
off?
thing I ain't like, only thing was with me was I was scared of getting caught by my family.
Right.
Like it wasn't nothing to, cause like my mom stayed down the street from us, and like she would ride up the street and see me on the corner, like turn around and come kick my ass, or so I used to always just run off the corner. Nigga would use that shit against me. Nigga would be like, "But that way your mama," and I hit the cut, and all in all, it's money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga tricking me with that shit. And or my uncle, like they would be like, cause he was homesick when he first went to Cookman, so he would be coming home all the time, and like, boy, they go, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, fuck, and I hit the cut, wait, he might be out there, ow, I might as well just go home, you know what I'm saying, go about my goddamn business, cause, and it was like one time I was out there, they done tricked me so many times I don't run no more, so they know not even hit me with that, but they said it one time and I was out there, I'm high, so I used to smoke. I'm higher than a bitch, and a nigga, boy, like, boy, there go your uncle, boy. They say my brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I got my t-shirt. I'm laying on a t-shirt on the curb, like on the corner. Well, not on the corner in front of his house. And he had a Mustang, like Kane had in Menace.
Yeah.
If anybody know about a Ford in it that year, the way the door open, that bitch make like a pop noise. Pop. And when it closed, it's like it's you can, I don't give a fuck. If you know about it, you can hear that bitch. And man, I heard that fucking door open and close. Any Ford, it ain't have to be that car.
Right.
Any Ford sound like that, cause I done been to F-150 trucks that's the same age from even the little smaller ones. I heard that door close. I was like, oh shit, and I sat up. That nigga was. Nigga, what the fuck you doing?
So at first, your family, they was kind of like on your head about hustling?
No, never. It was never, man. I come from like I said, from great grandfathers. I could take you to my auntie right now, my grandma's sister. My grandma passed, my grandma's sister, and she would tell you, I don't give a fuck what you do. You better have some money in your goddamn pocket. They come I'm from a different. Man, get that money to stay your ass out of trouble. These are the people who the police coming to the house, we don't know where he at.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I would go to jail, my grandma wouldn't say nothing. I just sit in the car, she'd be quiet. All she ever said was be careful. That's it. Be careful.
And when you got in the game, like, what was that experience like? Did you start getting money as soon as you got in the game, or how did that?
Yeah, my first goddamn day.
When you were selling, what you were selling? You were selling crack back then?
Yeah, you know, that shit, though. That shit was like, it was so easy. It was so easy, my nigga. Like, that shit was just walk. Like I said, come outside, you got it, you gonna sell it. I was like on some shit where I would give it to the bigger niggas, like, oh, man. They'll, man, just get what you got. All right, come back. I come back and nigga have more money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing, because I ain't want to get caught. You have to be out there, though. So I ain't want to be out there looking crazy, you know what I'm saying? We were so young, the police would pull up and chase everybody and not fuck with us.
Because you look so young.
We kids. They would chase everybody but us. We on the block, this good though, like, oh man, we ain't even running. We got just as much of dope as everybody out here. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. Damn.
And what high school you went to?
I went to Osceola. Went to the old man. The crazy thing about it, my bus stop was on the corner of the dope hole. I had to get off the bus, put my backpack on the payphone, and turn up.
But a lot of people from our era, our generation, we knew you from like EXO.
Yeah.
From the club and all that
that's
shit.
Later on. That's like, that shit got started on some, like, that's years later. That's like,
well, about how you was out of high school at this point?
Yeah. I was out of high school in '97. I was riding rims. We already good by then.
So before EXO came together, how did all y'all meet up?
We all went to the O, and a lot of us are family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of everybody around, we actually cousins and family and shit. So it just took that. Cause I'm from the hood, like a lot of my family, like I say, they was getting, my people was getting money, so they don't live in the hood. We the only ones who stay in there, cause you know, the grandma house, grandma ain't moving.
Right.
So everybody else lived in Lakewood Estates, across 54th, you know what I'm saying? So my cousins who were like that, they would come to the house, they would get their ass whooped for hanging with me. Yeah, real shit. Them niggas you see me with right now, they couldn't hang with me, cause everybody knew what I was on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I thought I was like, damn, incognito with this shit. No. You know that people talking. Man, they would get their ass whooped for hanging with me. Nobody could hang with me. And they still would come. You know what I'm saying? We going to the Galaxy, you know, Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Going to the Galaxy on Sunday, niggas sneaking. And I used to always ask Auntie, I iced them. Did you ice Auntie? Then he'd be like, yeah, we good. Then I take their ass home because I'm probably in a junkie car. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping a nigga off at home, they getting their ass whooped, and they don't give a fuck. We want to hang out. But yeah,
and so when it comes to the XO, how did that all come together? How did y'all pull that together?
Was on some.
Cause you ain't never seen no clique with that type of unity come together like that in this city like that too much.
Yeah.
And for our generation.
How that shit came apart was part the street shit. Street shit already had a straight. So how it all started, fucking with. Just watching other niggas, like the nigga them.
Yeah.
They had did some shit at whatever it was then. It wasn't Excalibur then, but they had did some shit at 1901.
Right, I remember that.
Back then, and just that shit just gave a nigga, you know, a little inspiration. Like, damn, we could do that shit, okay. But we looked at them niggas like them niggas getting money. Then when we started getting money, we like, shit, we getting money. And I'm like, that's all the nigga doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. When you hear numbers and you ain't getting money like that, it seems like a whole lot. Right. But then when you get money, you like, shit, nigga, I just counted, you know what I'm saying? Like, respect my mind type shit. So, All-Star Weekend 2003 Atlanta.
Yeah.
We all went up there, me and my niggas.
But how many of y'all probably went?
It was like 6 of us.
Yeah.
We went up there and we getting money. So, we had a Marriott Marquis. I never forget this shit. We had a Marriott Marquis, and our next door neighbors is Field Mob. You know what I'm saying? And my nigga, this retarded ass nigga, we done rode all the way from here to Atlanta. This nigga got a pound of dro with him. Now, mind you, we on the road. Niggas is asleep. Niggas swerving. I gotta like slow down and like blow the horn at niggas like, bro. Y'all, what the fuck? Not knowing this nigga riding dirty like that.
He didn't tell nobody.
He ain't told nobody shit. So we get to the room, you know, them niggas like, damn, y'all know nobody that. Whatever. I'm like, man, hell no. Nigga like, no, I got some. This nigga got a elbow. And you know how big, it was no one that was a half a pound. He had back then, half a pound was huge.
Right.
Nigga got a half a pound with him, man. Just so them niggas going to the ATM. We don't know nothing about ATMs. He's like, man, we gotta go to ATM and get the money. You know what I'm saying? Smoking, what the name? Smoke Mama from St.Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, find that out. He with some St.Pete hoes. This shit was so crazy, bro. I come out the room, I see the bitch, I'm like, what the fuck you got going on? She and with Smoke.
Yeah.
Small world. I'm like, damn, okay, that's buddy from, okay, cool, whatever. But you see real nigga, we get money.
Yeah.
We look like it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got straight set them niggas weed. And we exchanged numbers with them niggas. And nigga was smoking. Nigga ain't smoking no gas. Nigga ain't smoking. You know what I'm saying? Nigga like, goddamn, when they hit this shit ain't even all that. When I'm looking up like, this shit all right. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas like, they done smoked loud back then. Yeah. This shit all right. You niggas ain't smoking. So that was like, we got a relationship with them. And that was the first show we ever did. September, I want to say September 10th, 2003.
With Field Mob? Y'all brought them?
Yeah. It was Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day, like the anniversary for XO. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we
Still
did that Excalibur. Yeah, we did that Excalibur. You know what I'm saying? We had that club running. You know what I'm saying? Through my partner, mom, had got the spot and like, man, that's y'all. Cool. Nigga came up with the name, everything. So she came up with the XO. XO Entertainment.
Oh, she came up with the name?
She came up with like we got the alcohol like XO like top of the line.
Right.
So that's where that shit come from, yeah.
And how was that show? How did that show go?
That shit was, man, this the first thing in the city.
Before this, it wasn't nobody really bringing no show.
I'm talking about the Bay Area. Wasn't shit popping. It was something every now and then. Saudi will do something.
Right.
At Club Atlanta. But it wasn't no such thing as...
They wasn't even bringing too many artists to Tampa, was it?
Exactly. It wasn't no such thing as this shit, bro. And the nigga seen the opportunity and took that shit and ran with it.
And so, like, how was it getting into the business? Like, how did y'all learn that shit?
Just calling fucking, what they call them, managers. But linking in with them. And then you know it's a couple people who do it. And them niggas like, oh, okay, this is what you do. And you pay them a little extra. You know, then fucking with, bruh, he gonna wiggle your ass out the way. And that's what it was. Once you get the middlemen out the way who ain't got the money to book a bitch, but they got all the connections. You know what I'm saying? They been doing it, they just ain't got that sack. Bitch, we got that sack, man. We want, what they talking about? All right.
And how was the prices high to book people back then, or what? How was it?
It's about the same.
It's about the same still as it is now?
The money ain't the same.
The money
it's just so, it's too many promoters and not enough clubs. You know what I'm saying? It's too many promoters and not enough clubs, and it's too many artists. Like, this shit now is unbelievable, bro. Like, back then, nigga had to have a label. Like, and the label did runs. You know what I'm saying? They would do like different runs. So it was totally different than now. Bitch be in motherfucking Dubai one day, and the next day they got a show in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way that shit go now. Unless you like major. If you major, if you making noise and this shit, you build your own tour. You know what I'm saying? You do your own thing. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be boom, cause
I remember you was the first one that brought me the Young Jeezy to you. Was like, man, this nigga hotter than T.I. And I'm like, what the hell no?
Man, that was what? I was like around that same. That was the year after.
But how did y'all get up on Jeezy? How did y'all know about him?
I was in. We was the crazy thing about it. We was in Strokers. We was in Strokers, and the nigga song came on. What they ran up with, I spent there all the Strokers. And one night, 8 bitches, 10 bottles of Chris. I tapped, bro, I'm like, man, you hear this shit? 3 brains on carry the toast. I'm like, I'm fucked up. And my dog, one of my big homies, they put his ass out the club at the same time. Cause he keeps smoking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Atlanta was lame, bro. Fuck what a nigga talking about. Compared to Florida, our clubs here, Atlanta clubs were lame as fuck.
Back then they was lame.
Lame as fuck. A nigga lying if they tell you anything different. They never been here. Where we're from, money talk. Bitch, we coming here, we dropping that site, bitch. We doing what the fuck we want to do. We don't care about your rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to smoke. Yeah,
well, this the time BMF and all them was in the
They was round, but them niggas like, bro, they could tell their story. I'm gonna let them tell their story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm there. Yeah, I'm in pinups, I'm in strokers, I'm in body tap, I'm in all that shit from back then. Vision, 112. Man, listen, man, nigga respect them boys.
Yeah.
We come through and bitch get their mind right. Cause niggas wasn't doing it. We had dreads. So right now, this one, people identify all right, right now, niggas wear the clothes that all the rappers wear, right?
Right.
So they want to look like they got money.
Right.
Dreads. Them hoes knew when them niggas with them dreads come through, them niggas got that money. Not every nigga in Atlanta got dreads.
It wasn't like that, baby.
It wasn't like that, nigga. Them hoes knew. Now you don't know. When they seen them Florida boys come through with them dreads, hoes get in line and they ready. It's like a bitch hitting that button on Players Club. Them niggas coming, you fucking right, get your mind right. But even then, clubs was lame, you couldn't smoke in them. So they put my dog out, they put my nigga out. They had them told him to stop smoking 3 times.
Yeah.
So a nigga turn around and walk off. The strokers ain't big. It's it's like Cabana.
Right.
It ain't big. So the man walk off, you fire right back up. I'm like, bro, like this. I'm looking at him. I ain't saying no. Just look at this nigga. Like, look at this nigga. Man, come up to him. Goddamn. He like, man, goddamn, man, this nigga just. And they put him out, and it's like a Waffle House across the street. Went to the Waffle House, but that's the first time I heard the Jesus shit. I didn't know who the fuck it was. And like we went to the store and like bought a whole bunch of mixtapes and hit the road and like, man, this the shit. Put the shit in. And on the ride back, I was listening. I don't want to rap no more. Cause he's saying everything I say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck, he already there. Like, fuck, I ain't even on.
Yeah.
This nigga done, it's a rap on everything I love, bro. I'm listening to that shit. I'll never forget that ride. I'm in the back. We had the Expedition, brand new 2004 Expedition, 2005, 04 Expedition, whatever. I'm in the back. I'm in the back row, and I'm just laying on it, just listening to this shit. Like, damn, this shit hard. You know what I'm saying? And that's what... Yeah, that's
how did y'all get up? How y'all found out who exactly it was? And
I seen it on the thing. The crazy thing about it, I seen the picture on the cover, and I had just seen a nigga in Insomnia. It's a club that's like Sunday night off that day's night. And I seen the picture. I'm like, man, that was the nigga standing. You know what I'm saying?
Seen him there?
I seen him, but I ain't know. You know, we in the VIP.
Right.
So I always looking around like trying to see who around a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? It's Too Short, Mike Vick, 112. Jeezy, yeah, CT, whoever they were. Yeah. I seen them. Once I said, yeah. So when I hear the music, I'm like, yeah, buddy living like that. So that make it even more. That make it even more like, damn, like, fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Hell yeah, I brought that shit to the city, bro. We used to play it in the clubs, and everybody would walk out the club like, you know, you play that bullshit at the end, niggas would walk out like the club over. You like, damn. What? No, I'm like, no, this the shit. We playing Our Forces.
You right.
And they would walk out like that.
Niggas wasn't feeling that shit at first.
They thought it was, you know, you play your homeboy shit
at the end.
At the end. But shit, it ain't number 2 o'clock. But yo.
And how long after that did you see shit start to change? Cause y'all started bringing them down here too, right?
Yeah, the first nigga was D-Lane them. D-Lane and Friday brung them.
Oh, they brung them down here?
UV. They brought him before he was, cause they had done caught wind, you know, like we real street niggas. So we like, this is the shit. Cause we ain't that many people living like we was living.
Right.
We didn't realize that. So we in love with this shit. And them niggas brung him, and it was a dud. Like, but they ain't give him, but he got 20,000. Jeezy changed the world, bro, with the music, with what he did. You know what I'm saying?
As far as what? With the what?
As far as shows.
What you
like,
mean?
He didn't have a deal. They're doing mixtapes. Nobody ever done that. You never even heard of a bitch without a record deal.
That's right.
Never. Who you heard of who didn't have a record deal? Everybody had a record deal. This nigga had a mixtape out, no record deal, getting 20,000 a show. Them boys paid that boy. It wasn't. They ain't really promoted. It was at Underground.
Okay.
You know, we came through there and tore that bitch down. You know, Crystal bought us there. Well, niggas throwing money. You know how we do. We tore it down. We mad. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get the first show. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't hot.
Right.
So when Trap or Die came, you know what I mean? That put him on. And then when we did, when one on Thug Motivation came out.
Cause I remember when D Black came to the trap one time, that nigga was like, boy, some niggas in the A, boy, these niggas riding in Lambos, these niggas riding.
He talking about BMF them. Yeah, first time I seen Meech.
But was people associating Jeezy with BMF at that time?
They probably was. I like I said, I'm just on the outside looking in, but I'm not finna like everybody say if it wasn't for Meech. I didn't even know who the fuck BMF was before I heard the music. So I'm not gonna ever say Jeezy got on because of BMF, because it's not true. That nigga music stuff spoke for us, you know, that's what put him on.
Well, who was that? Was that y'all that brung him when Jeezy, when the bodyguards were standing on top of the bar with the bulletproof vest? You remember that? I think that was Excess, though.
Yeah, Excess.
That was it. That y'all had them at Excess first?
That was the first, that was the biggest show in the history of Tampa. It ain't been nothing to come close to that.
That bitch was packed.
Man, when I tell you, bitch dropping dead in that bitch, literally.
I remember, dog. You couldn't even breathe in that club,
ice,
bro. I remember,
you couldn't do, man, listen, it was so many people and a bitch, keep it coming, goddammit. They want to come in, bitch, let them in.
I remember, bro. I'm talking about you couldn't breathe. I'm talking about I couldn't even light a blunt in there. My whole blunt was soaked.
Man. It was, man, I've never felt like that in the club. We was throwing money. Nigga gotta stop throwing money. Like, I can't do it, bro. I walked to that bitch with my little, like, I probably had a couple thousand ones. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got bags. We ready. nigga got bags of money to throw the, you know, we throw the ones. Man, nigga.
And so what? Did the fire marshal end up shutting that down?
Hell no.
Damn, they let y'all go like that?
The closest thing to that was T.I. Did T.I. before that.
Oh, y'all did T.I. before that? What, Access to?
Oh, yeah, what it was, Underground Legend, Urban Legend, whatever it was. Yeah.
And that was packed too?
That was packed. But
like
Jeezy, I said, man, that nigga changed the world, man.
But take us back, because I remember that Jim Jones.
Jim Jones was swole too.
When Jim Jones had to stop the show and say, man, y'all niggas, man, throwing in here.
We throwing it.
I mean, I seen niggas dumping buckets in there.
And nigga chunking it. It was just, like I said, that shit come from the BMF shit. Mm-hmm. But them niggas did that shit in the strip club. Like, that was a strip club thing. We going, bitch, you might catch me at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no set spot for this shit. We turning up everywhere. You know
How much
what I'm
you think a
saying?
nigga threw in the club that night, man?
What, that Jeezy night?
The Jeezy night and then the Jim Jones night.
The Jeezy night probably, if everybody would have threw all their money, it was 50 in there. It was 50 easy.
Easy.
It was easy 50. But Jim Jones nigga threw about, cause there, you know, we could hang out a little more. Cause it wasn't like the Jeezy shit. So niggas average of 50. You got everybody, you got 15, 20 niggas with $2,000 worth of one. We going crazy.
Now before, like you said, before y'all was doing the shows, it wasn't too many people bringing shows to Tampa or to St. Pete. How was the promoters, how was the clubs treating y'all when they started seeing this?
When we first started doing that shit, we was fucking with the nigga, Sadi.
Oh, y'all was fucking with Sadi?
112.
Okay.
We was fucking with 112 on some, you know what I'm saying? This a nigga, he fucked with us first. We fucking with him. And I didn't understand the shit, right? Listen, bro, this shit was just some hobby shit, expensive hobby. You know what I'm saying? Because at those times, nigga wasn't really making no money like that. Straight up, like, to be honest, like, it was an expensive hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, y'all niggas was throwing racks at the same time.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, nigga giving it right back to the people. Break it even. So, I would go to Underground and Excess. Excess had Friday night, Underground had Saturday, or something like that. And Kevin, the owner of Excess, would put me out. Yeah, man, you can't be in here. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I know all the bouncers because all the bouncers work the same club. He like, man, you can't be in here. I'm like, what the fuck I did? They put me out. I come in through the side door again. And I don't know what the fuck going on. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to Underground. Gary come up with the goons. Can't be in here. Fuck that. You guys don't want to do no business with us, you're not gonna be able to. I'm like, I got a bottle. You're fucking right. I got a bottle. I got bottles everywhere I go. I gotta have 2 bottles. Goose and Hypnotic, that was my thing.
Yeah.
I done spent $400 in this bitch. You finna put me out? Put me out. Come through the side door. Cause I know how to bounce.
Yeah.
If y'all don't want to do no business with us, your ass can't hang out. Nobody hung out like me. Like in my circle,
right?
I'm in the club Monday to Sunday.
Right, I remember.
I'm every night in this bitch. So they wanted everybody else, but I was the only one being in them. So they tapped me on the shoulder, get the fuck out.
So what happens? Y'all eventually did business with them?
Yeah, we eventually did business because it was like feasible. Like it ain't all right. Oh yeah, we doing this shit for the love and the bullshit. But niggas seen after Twister, we did Twister.
What was this at?
112.
Okay.
And that's when like the real politics came into it. This shit was so big, like Twister was huge, you know, Twister was big then.
Yeah.
And we don't even know like the stipulations, like his contract, he supposed to be promoted by 2 radio stations. He got this crazy stipulations in his contract nobody ain't really paying no attention to.
Yeah.
So 95.7 had just came. The radio station, and it was what, 98.7.
Yeah.
So we promoted on 95, and his contract said he had to be on like the biggest radio station around. 95.7 was so new, they hadn't even had their sound scan numbers yet, or whatever they call it. So we can't even prove that they the biggest station, even though everybody, So we had to, man, that shit went crazy, man. That shit was almost a disaster.
So what, they tried to end the show or what?
They were trying to shut it down. And they were seeing the fire marshal, We like, why the fuck they keep coming out here? Man, Kevin, man. I got straight one of the dudes, I was fucking one of the fire marshal, the police, not fire marshal, police officer, his sister. I was fucking with her. He like pull up. I don't know him. He like, yeah, I know you from the club. He got on regular clothes. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but he a police officer. I'm like, oh, so now look at him. I do recognize him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and he was like, yeah, man, that be them sending them down there. So they would call the fire marshal and shit, send them to the club when that bitch off the chain. Yeah, shut this shit down. Yeah, but you also had to, you gotta pay them. You gotta do police detail. You can't be running no club and you ain't got no police detail. We gonna shut this bitch down every time. We need money. We need money. We gotta get, everybody gotta eat. Basically. So
it's like a little,
yeah, everybody, you're not gonna do shit. We gonna come through the business. We gonna fuck with everybody. We gonna pull everybody over. Yeah, nigga, break bread. What you gonna do?
So y'all learn as y'all go.
As we go. And that's what it is now.
So y'all had to start hiring off-duty police,
hiring a detail, and that shit slowed down. But once that 112, when that shit was, Twister shit, like if we would've did this shit at Underground or XS, it'd have been crazy. So after that, that's what like, man, this is about business. You know what I'm saying? Get money.
Is it true that y'all had Jay-Z coming for the Super Bowl?
For the Super Bowl, I was in prison. He had Jay-Z and Beyonce. That shit got fucked up because some security shit. Oh. Yeah, man, that shit was official, man. Nigga dropping that bag, man, on a bitch, man. Nigga giving the $250,000 off top. What he talking about? $500,000, man, go $250,000. Yeah, they got to send it back.
Damn.
Man, shit real. Shit was real. I was locked up. Me telling me like, yeah, man, got J and B coming to Underground. I'm like, oh yeah, that's official. You know what I'm saying? And I got, yeah, man, this shit ain't right. I was like, damn.
So has it been other shows that y'all had lined up that just shit just ain't work out because of politics or the paperwork?
Not really. It was all about, see, them niggas like, it wasn't nobody really major. Like, we did Master P from P to this bitch. Yeah, P like, man, this shit don't work, man. I'm buying 1,000 bricks. You never forget that nigga got the nigga in Tyrone Mall. Nigga say, man, this shit don't work out, man. I'm going to the project with 1,000 bricks, man. I'm gonna put all my money in the bricks, man. Straight up. I'm like, yo, fucking with P. P like, how old y'all niggas is? I'm 20, 21. Like, damn, be like, boy, y'all niggas, what's up? Shit real. That shit started from like, man, the relationship. I always had like a chip on my shoulder though. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I was getting money in the street, so like being with these rappers and I know like I don't think they rocking like that. You know what I'm saying? But the way they acted will let me know that they ain't living like that.
Right.
When they see real, we young. Most promoters, bro, be lame like business guys back then. We like the first major street niggas to do promotion. So when niggas fly in and they meet, they like, damn, like, hold on. Like, y'all niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? Niggas, you know, niggas, we ain't got on no fucking suits. We sag, we looking just like y'all. So that make a nigga who talking all that gangster shit, you really run into a gangster, it make you feel like, hold on, I can't be
you can tell that they
shit. Yeah, you ain't living like that, bro. Nah, I done heard all the stories, man. I been around BG, Juvie, when they was doing their thing, like BG was like, I would sit with BG, the man in the room, and I remember niggas, our jury like was better than theirs. For real, like nigga, we get money. I nigga grab bed had just got this Brightland nigga spent like 150 on back then. Stupid big 50 pointers in this bitch. There ain't a watch I seen yet better than that. Straight up, and it's a Breitling. Straight up, man. Nigga looking at this shit like, god damn. Yeah, shit real. We street niggas.
Rappers, they looking at
they looking at that shit like, who the fuck did that? Yeah, man. Man, get your gang, get your money up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen to the stories from BG, from the nigga, it was a young nigga named Yellow. He just saying how baby doing him, man. I don't like, they call him Doogie. I don't like the way he doing Doogie, man. You know what I'm saying? All the niggas, man, niggas had stories, bro. From Wayne bit my little, you know, tank top game. We ain't gonna get into all that. Them niggas said that. I ain't saying. My niggas like, man, the nigga, look at the nigga, man, wearing a tank top with the dress, man, that's your shit. I ain't gonna get into all that, but yo.
Because you introduced me to some promoters. You into QC and all them guys from Tampa. Like, as far as Tampa, like,
I love Tampa.
God, how did y'all hook up? Because it seemed like Tampa was the biggest city. How did y'all ended up, you know what I'm saying, influencing a lot of promoters over in Tampa?
Them niggas seeing a nigga, they was looking at us doing our thing with the shows, not knowing we in the streets. Like, so a lot of niggas would get into the shit thinking it's sweet. Yeah, I'm talking about booking major artists, but ain't got no pull. A nigga told me, like, bro, only reason I came to the show to see y'all. Like, yeah, the rapper niggas cool, but man, just to see y'all young niggas getting money, like, and y'all doing this shit, like, this shit.
Cause I would be going
happen.
to 98.7 with the big business, and they'll be talking about y'all like, man, them guys, I heard those guys got
crazy.
a reputation out there, man. I'm like,
We done
what?
fucked a few niggas up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we done had to fuck a few niggas up. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It come with the hate. You know what I'm saying? It come with you getting money. Not the local shit. You know the street. Our nigga. You know we already know our hood shit, but like just Tampa niggas and. But I swear we had got more respect from Tampa than anything. Everybody thought we was from Tampa. So when I would meet a bitch and I'm like, no, I'm from St. Pete, the bitch be like, damn, I thought y'all. No, I'm from St. Pete. So that really was like, scare bitch. Yeah, bitch, you know, we bought it over here. Like, all the bitches I fuck with never came, they were scared to come to St. Pete. I ain't coming over there. I know.
Well, how you seen how has the promotion game changed now?
It's just a lot of people.
It's a lot of people trying to promote now.
A lot of people that's promoting. A lot of people got money. You know what I'm saying? To bring a bitch, everybody coming together. It's just the blueprint that was laid. Everybody following it. But it's like, social media make that shit so easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I remember riding in the car, nigga, going to Polk County putting up flyers, putting out flyers, putting up posters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ryan put in that footwork before we knew niggas who did that. Like, you got a little team, you build a team and let them do that shit. But before then, we was doing all the footwork, all the paper, you know what I'm saying? Going from city to city, putting those shits in. You had to go every week.
This is around foot, because y'all was selling VIP passes.
Oh, yeah.
150, 200.
You make the money back on the VIP before the club even open. You done made most of the money off the VIP sales before the club. So everything you getting at the club be down there profit.
Y'all was the first ones I seen that. Y'all was getting shit done from Rude Boy. Y'all had the whole package.
We made Rude Boy rich. Yeah. That motherfucking Leo rich as fuck.
Cause y'all wasn't cutting no corners. I mean, y'all had the backstage, y'all had the VIP, y'all had all that shit.
Man, Leo, what made Leo so big, he had the UV film on the flyers. Nobody in the country had that, bro. Like, on the East Coast of the United States of America, he was the only motherfucker with that.
And what's that? What's the UV?
The UV, like, so you know if you see a poster up and it done faded from the sun, see they got the UV protecting on it, so it's gonna stay the color. He the only bitch had that shit. This motherfucker printing shit from here to fucking New York City, bro. Magazines, all he used to do all the magazines. Man, listen, and it's nothing but paper. Yeah, Big had bought the print machine. He bought the machine.
Y'all was doing your own shit at one point?
I was in prison, he bought the machine, but the shit so big, like, he ain't moving. He bought the shit, it was already in the warehouse in Orlando for like half a ticket. You know what I'm saying? A bitch expensive. Probably not it cheaper, because there's more people into the game, but back then, shit was like $500,000 for that bitch. That niggas would take his ass back and forth. Like, man, you ain't finna keep doing that shit.
And so, as far as like everybody in the game, everybody doing it, it's just a lot of artists out there. Do y'all still have those same connections with the artists, or do y'all have to make new connections?
It's new artists, and these niggas ain't got no. Like, then you had labels. Like, niggas ain't got no labels. Niggas is independent. Like, you gotta go on there, literally go on to Instagram and get their info. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
And so did that make it easier for y'all?
That make it easier to connect with them. But back then it was like they called.
Cause y'all was when I heard Bigger Ranking, when I first heard Bigger Ranking on the mixtape screaming out XO, I'm like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? I had never heard of Bigger Ranking.
Bigger Ranking in about like 04. Going to Jacksonville. We did a lot of shows in Jacksonville. I met Boosie back then. When Boosie first came, Boosie and Weapon. Them nigga like the first nigga I ever seen. They played this nigga that gangster music CD. Yeah. They played that bitch the whole CD in the club. Like, it was, that shit was, they played that CD was like the music.
Yeah.
and this bitch going crazy. And club, it was a club called Club 5. Club 5 back then. Jacksonville niggas know. Club 5. They had shit. The Trap. I think the Trap was on the south side. And they had they got Plush 9. I think Plush was something different. Silver Fox, all that shit. Shout out to them boys, man. North side.
And
West
then what?
side,
How
south side.
bigger ranking start taking a liking to y'all or what, y'all?
Yo, shit, we get money. Nigga ain't never seen this shit. Bro, nigga ain't never seen that shit and we ain't talking. Nigga got, we how much? Okay. How much? All right. What it talk? All right. Nah, hold on. I got now. Well, all right. When you dealing with that, you like, who the fuck? You ain't never dealt with no shit like that. And nigga,
Y'all was getting y'all clothes made from the same dude that was fucking with Jeezy.
Right. You talk, that nigga exclusive game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That nigga big time now.
He's still doing his thing.
Big time now. He got a spot in the A now. Can't think of the nigga name. God damn. Yeah, that nigga was doing all shit too. And he coming through that, dropping that sack. COD. What's up, man? Shit coming in the boxes, man. Coming back to the house, man. Yeah. All that shit, whatever nigga talking about, man, we was doing that shit. A lot of these niggas wasn't doing that shit. But what really changed the balling game was like the BMF niggas. That took it to the Rolls Royces and
the next level.
Lambos and all that shit. Like nigga was just getting, regular shit. But really Jeezy, cause he was like that part of that shit. And he put it out there for you to see. You know
when I first seen that, I forget what documentary that was or what DVD that was when
Probably
he was riding
Raw
around.
Report.
Yeah, when he was riding around in the
I just looked at
Lamborghini.
that the other day.
I'm like, oh, this nigga really getting it for real.
The Rari.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this nigga really
I just looked
riding.
at that yesterday, matter of fact. I always look at that old shit to get my, to get me back pumping. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when that shit came out, I was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I always look at that shit. I just sent it to all my niggas like, you know what I'm saying? This what it is. Nigga trap or die. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't know everybody on straight legit shit now. But
let's get back to St. Pete as far as like coming up in the streets and the game and shit. I know we lost a lot of people like Sewell, Sid.
I put Sewell on. So I always feel somebody, my brother a pastor, and he like, I put it on Instagram. He like, what you ain't forgave yourself for? Cause I always say that it was his death was January 27th, and I like, man, and he like, and I tell him the story like how I brought him to the hood, and I put him in the game, and he ended up getting killed from a nigga from my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So it like, I feel like that's on me. You understand what I'm saying? Cause he wasn't on that. Right. Like that wasn't his thing, but like I said back then, it was like we in 8th grade. We 8th grade going to 9th grade when I put him on. But we was on the corner, we was hustling, like I was selling hard. And I was like, they not finna let you sell no hard out here. So get some bud. Know what I'm saying? I took him where you used to see me at, got that, came back, he sold like an ounce in one day. I was like, hold on, nigga, why the fuck I ain't selling? Cause all the weed hoes was like one in our neighborhood. You had to ride to go get the bud. So he was right there with it. He sold that shit in one day. I told him about it to sack it up and all that shit. That was my nigga. That was one of the first niggas I was fucking with. So that shit messed me up, man. Yeah, for real, man, when that happened. That's my brother, man. That's my brother, man. I brought that nigga in this stupid ass shit. And what? Somebody tried to rob him? What was the situation on that? You was locked up when that happened? No, you was out. I was around. I got the call. I'll never forget the call I got. I was coming out my house. I had a house. It was like around the time this Jeezy, this when Trapper Die was out, bro. Cause I came out the house, got the call. They just found CeeLo dead. What? I like, nah. And they like, where at? And they take me over here on 20th. This is the house, he in the back of the house that I grew up in. Yeah. And then when I seen, I say, whoever did it from over here, because it's an alley, but nobody knows that alley unless you from around here. And when it all came out, it was my dog. You know what I'm saying? And his brother still my nigga. And I actually done talked to the nigga a couple times on the phone, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't know how to feel. I can't be, this the game. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and some shit had went on like a home invasion. Nigga shot my dog, nigga shot kid in the face. And everybody was saying it was him who locked up for killing CeeLo, because this around the time he was on the run from the shit. So they were like, damn, he did it. So he was trying to get the word to me that it wasn't him by that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say nothing about bro. You know what I mean? But he was like, man, I ain't do that shit, bro. And I'm like, all right, bro. But I just feel some kind of way. But that's still my nigga. We grew up together. These my niggas. They on the next street. All my life, I don't remember meeting these people. That's how long you been friends. I don't remember meeting them. Shit.
And take us back, cause them days was like trapping in the streets back then.
That shit was real.
Well,
I ain't trapped long, bro. I had them. It was just crazy, man.
Because I feel like the streets was crazy. I don't know, maybe because we was just in the streets,
we
but
young,
yeah.
dumb ass young niggas thinking this shit sweet, like.
And it was a whole lot of
this
money,
shit
man.
Real, like we in this biz, niggas strapped ready for whatever, but just bullshitting. I think about it now, like man, niggas was like really, we wasn't prepared. Like we took this shit for a game because it was so easy. You know what I'm saying? Trapping in, man, I got my first. I stopped fucking with. I had got locked up, bro. Fucking with that hard, and I was like, I ain't fucking with that shit no more. Like I just like I ain't. I was young. I was so young. I was like going to juvie. Excuse me. I had done goddamn. Went to jail. I got caught with some. I went to jail, and I was 17, turned 18, so they direct filed me to the county. And like my judge had already told me, you come back again, your ass going to level 10, which is 3 years for a juvenile. But they moved me up. They got me out of the juvenile and put me in the county. So I just like got probation. I ain't selling that shit no more. I always felt bad selling that shit anyway to niggas. Like that shit when, you know what I'm saying, grown ass men doing shit. We kids telling grown men to do stupid shit. Like I was, like I said, I was raised different. So I always had respect for people. And they knew I had like a little heart. So they would always come to me like, you know what I'm saying, with $6 and $7, and I would take it. You know what I'm saying? My niggas ain't, boy, you ain't got 10, you ain't got nothing. Like these niggas was tough out there. I was, man, they got $10 in pennies, man. All right, man, I got you, man. God damn, man. But that shit went. I hated selling that shit.
And what you think? You feel like it was a lot more money out here, a lot more?
Yeah. That story, that's what I tell a motherfucker about that paid in full story. Like, we got that in every neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I go there, how many niggas you know that got indicted? Like, nigga, I could take you from 13 from Mike Bold and them to fucking Jed Lee them. Oh, it's always levels from motherfucking big homie man on the run. I can't even say his name. They ain't never catch him. He been on run since 98. I ain't gonna even. You know what I'm saying? That nigga told me one time he was coming to the store on the corner, and I was out there fighting and shit. So nigga like, man, cause I used to always come to the game room, Bapu room, and he used to be like, nigga, you with this fuck shit, like, I don't even remember who it was. Like a nigga from another neighborhood or some shit. So he like, nigga, what you gotta be known as? The hardest nigga or the richest nigga? I'm like, damn. He said, if you gotta think about that, you a dumb nigga. And I'm like, damn, like, this the richest nigga around this bitch telling nigga that shit. So I'm like, fuck, yeah, you know what, you right. Like, man, fuck that shit, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Cause I mean, I feel like when we was coming up, them indictments, you would see them indictments sweeping. You don't see them like that no more.
Cause they done changed it where, see, back then, all you gotta do is mention a nigga name, and he with you. He locked up with you. You gone. He either bitch. What you gonna do? Now you gotta do something. You got the phone number. Okay, you can make a buy. Now that's why you don't see them 50, 60 niggas sweets. All that shit was bullshit.
That was bogus.
That shit was bogus. You got niggas who never dealt with a nigga before going in on their indictment. You know what I'm saying? It was just fuck shit. Them crackers ruined. And I hate when a bitch say the war on drugs ain't work. You ain't out here. These wild little young gay ass little niggas come from not having their daddies around because of the war on drugs, bro. And they either crazy, shooting, they acting stupid, or they gay because they ain't have no dad around. Period. That's the only way. That's what I say. And I remember Jay-Z did this thing, this like cartoon thing where he was like talking about the war on drugs and how it ain't working and all. And I was like, damn, that's fucked that they got you to say that when you know niggas who done did life, nigga getting life sentence for selling like a life sentence. That don't even make no sense. When a bitch, I know motherfucker done killed niggas and done came home.
That's right.
Shit real.
If people know you from the internet on Facebook.
Yeah, I fuck with that shit.
Stating your opinion.
My little real talk.
You know
what I'm saying? I'm about to crank the podcast back up too.
Crank the podcast up. I mean, when people say you be saying controversial shit,
right?
And people be, you know what I'm saying, like
thinking I'm starting shit.
Yeah. So what you got to say about?
I just say the real shit. See, everybody conform to whatever. If you got, this is why Trump is president. If you got some money and you famous, your word is law to these people. You understand what I'm saying? So I hear a lot of the shit that's going on is from these rap niggas. And these niggas is, okay, they got money, they famous, so whatever they say is real. It is bullshit. And when I say the real shit, a bitch like you just be the, okay. And I got reason, I will show you. Like, you when I talk about the Bible, I talk about shit, and a bitch hate to hear that, I'm not making this shit up. You understand what I'm saying? And I think I be trying to start shit. I don't. It should drive you crazy when you know how shit supposed to be. You understand what I'm saying? I come from a different era. Like when people always talking about this shit crazy now, this shit ain't nothing like the 90s. And man, this shit ain't even near. Man, it was real back then. You don't hear no automatic gun. This got pow, pow, pow now. I'm talking about back when niggas shit shoot 100 times, nigga, in 10 seconds. You hear a nigga whole house get lit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you hear pop, man, that shit ain't nothing like, man, we seen dead bodies every single night. And y'all trying to see because you weren't out here. And that's why you saying, oh, it's so crazy.
Right.
No, you weren't around, bro. You was on the porch. You was in the house. You knew nothing about it. Now you coming out here now. What I be saying about these young niggas, I be mentoring. Like, y'all niggas 18 years old trying to get in the street. Y'all too late.
Too late. It ain't
now you ain't never been to JDC before. You going straight to county jail. Then we was 12, 13 doing the shit y'all doing. Stealing cars. Y'all doing that shit at 20? Now you niggas is crazy.
And like you said, you mentioned Midtown and how they changing shit. Like, how you feel about what's going on with the city right now?
I think it's a good thing, but I think it's like, you know, this our shit. You know what I'm saying? How people feel. But I say we can't call it ours and we don't own shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's not gentrification if you don't own none. You know what I'm saying? But I understand how it's going. Like, I always thought like downtown was prime real estate. I'm like, why nobody don't remember downtown was cheap as fuck to live. I'm like, why no, the water right there? St.Pete probably the only place in the world like this, bro. Where you got the ghetto and across the street is $1 million house, bro. They got a house, Cracker just sold a house across the street from Campbell Park Elementary. He wanted $1 million for it. He got $850,000. The ghetto. Right there across from Campbell Park Elementary, bro. He had that bitch up for $1 million. A bitch bought it for $850. That bitch wouldn't be $850 on the beach. You know, I fuck with the real estate. Yeah, so I know all, I'm like, right. What the fuck is this?
We got prime real estate in the hood.
We got prime real estate. And you got Harbordale. I can show you a house right now on Irondale. Look like it's supposed to be on Miami Beach. Yeah, they got a house down there right now I want $5 million for. Right down the street from Harbordale. Right from the ghetto. You ain't gonna find in the water right there. You got Tropical Shore, you got Key. All this shit in the hood is right. You ain't gonna
That's what I feel like. We should have been buying more property up.
Been buying it.
Instead of talking about gentrification now.
Yeah, we could get it. We got, man, it's people in. We got people who could do it. They sold that fucking thing with what Gyros bought the Connie shit for $100,000. My brother told me that shit. I was mad in the bitch. I know that niggas want $400. He like, man, 120. I said, God damn. And they ain't doing nothing but make that bitch a parking lot.
That's it.
Shit ain't nothing. $100,000 ain't shit. You paying a mortgage, $100,000 mortgage. It's probably $700, boy, a month. Like, it ain't nothing. And the tax is cheap still. You pay about $800 a month for a $100,000 loan. I think it's cool. I just want us to be a part of it. But we got the power to do it. We got the power to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all moving like me. We all stay in Tampa where the cheap big shit at, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to lose this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was mad when they would start cleaning this bitch up. I was like, damn, man. Cause you still want that hood feel.
Right.
I want to bring my kids through. Like, I bring my kids through here. Like, that's where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be like, damn, now they right. It ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The war on drugs. Bitch, ain't nobody on. Man, you see 20, 30 niggas on every corner. Now you don't see none of that shit.
They done cleaned
The
it up.
war on drugs. They talking about this shit ain't work. This shit all right.
So as far as the promoting game, what you got going on now?
We got the baby on the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
The baby after the after party at Wild Splash. And my brother like running Rod Wave around right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all got a good relationship with Rod Wave?
Yeah, that nigga, yeah. He getting him, you know, he the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He the guy. That nigga got niggas going around the country, man, picking up that bag in every goddamn city.
Did you think it'd be a rapper coming out of St. Pete with this type of?
I didn't think like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I heard that shit. Like, I booked the little nigga, I booked Rod back. He was probably 15, 16. He did my daughter, Sweet 16 birthday party. Him and, the other young nigga, Project Youngin.
Okay.
And I'm listening to the shit. I'm like, well, yo, ass, this shit hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? It was different. You know what I'm saying? But then when that nigga came with that motherfucking Heart for Sale, I'm like, man, I think that's like the biggest song. I thought he couldn't talk that. He did. I just heard some shit the other night.
Some new shit he got coming?
Man, I told a nigga last year, I said, man, nigga finna be on Drake level, man. Rod Wave is gonna be on Drake level with that music. It's undeniable.
What you think it is about his style that people gravitate to?
It sound good.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't speak, it's like some Michael Jackson shit. If you don't even speak English, just the way it sound, bro, it sound. That motherfucking Hard on Nice, just that shit just sound good. It hit you. It bro so many times. I don't care if you rich as fuck. You feel it, you know what I'm saying? I just like that shit. That shit hard. You can't beat it. That shit finna be the biggest. They want that nigga all over the world right now, bro. Like real shit. They trying to book that nigga Dubai. Listen, man, nigga, it's over with. It's a wrap. He on. Like, and it's not gonna stop. I'm telling you. I just heard some shit and it's like, damn, I thought, you know, Hard on Nice was he got more like the nigga raw. Fuck it. Ain't no other way around that shit.
And who you listening to right now?
You know, I'm old school, man. I still listen. I fuck with Rod Wave, but I still be, you know, I'll be on my old 90s shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with the new shit. I listen to it like a couple times and to see if okay. I'm on Got a New One.
Okay.
Got a New One. It take you
That's
there.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Rod Wave, the new Gotti. Who else shit hard? Rod Wave, new Gotti. Damn, I just listened to I was on Victory Lap. Oh yeah. I fucking with Victory Lap, you know what I'm saying? But I listen to it a couple times and I'm putting in, you know, I wake up, there's nothing I'm going to, if I get in my car, I have to just think about it and play that shit. But if unconsciously, I'm gonna play all my old shit. Like 90s shit, man. I fuck with that old Pop, that old Spice One and E40. You know what I'm saying? Trick. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at all day. I don't gotta hear nothing else. That won't be knowing. Like my daughter be telling me about these niggas.
About the new people.
About the new niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? I hit big like, you know about this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't be knowing these. She be. Everybody got like letters in front of their name now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
ABC,
MD,
Johnny,
yeah,
and all that. I'm like, man, I ain't never heard of this nigga. And then they say no, they own.
So
like,
in the promoting game, how do you stay? You know what I'm saying? Current with who hot?
Just said it
with the kids.
That and the internet it's just so many, bro.
But how you feel about the days? You know, like back in our day, the rap game was like you can get in the rap game and kind of be like live your life, get into a better life. Now, how you feel about all these guys in the rap game getting indicted? You know what I'm saying? Getting killed.
Cause they, you know, it's different now. Like Jeezy was probably the only nigga, like the first nigga who was rapping who really had a resume in the street like that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of like Cash Money and them, and you know what I'm saying? Like who you really could touch. You know what I'm saying? That kind of, cause when them niggas got on, they was already big. To, you know what I'm saying? When I heard Cash Money, before I seen, the first video I seen was Hum video. But we already knew about them. But that shit, cause these niggas think this shit a game. Like, it ain't nothing but the young niggas doing it. See what I'm saying? They ain't really, they think it's sweet. Like the nigga who just got Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? You think it's sweet. It ain't sweet. Cause you done Twitter beef, whatever, you done phone wrestle, tongue wrestle with niggas, and you got away with it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't from your city, nigga don't know you, nigga gonna lay your ass the fuck down. Nigga don't know who you done killed back home, nigga don't give a fuck. You around here with that what? Nigga gonna do it to you. Cause
I hear everybody say clout chasing, clout. But you know, back in our day, clout chasing meant something else. You feel?
Yeah, that's these lame niggas making up the lingo. That's another thing. The lingo getting made up by these lame ass niggas. The swag getting pushed by these lame ass niggas. And niggas got women. Niggas got women motherfucking what they call them, stylists or punk stylists. And why y'all wonder why these niggas wearing punk shit? How in the fuck I got on the same jeans this hoe got on? Hey, nigga, you niggas is crazy, man. You ain't gonna never catch me on no puss ass shit like that, bro. It ain't gonna be super baggy, but I ain't wearing no skinnies. All them niggas call that shit, yeah, man, put the skinnies on. Like, what? You niggas is crazy. I ain't knocking. Do what you do. But that shit weird to me. I ain't rocking no shit like that. I only started rocking smaller t-shirts because I used to wear like the Visuals and the fucking red monkeys. I couldn't wear no big ass tee cause you can't see my pants. It ain't worth me. Why I'ma spend $1,000 on these bitches and you can't see my pocket? You got to see my pocket. That's when I started wearing smaller shirts. You know what I'm saying? Remember the polos you buy at the pack? Them was just right for it. And that's why I did it for my pants. But y'all niggas done went too motherfucking far with this shit, man. In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But to see the real niggas do it, it killed me. When I see them, you know, them guys, I remember T.I. talking that shit about all them niggas. Now he, you know what I'm saying?
And what you feel about the future of hip-hop coming out of like St. Pete, Florida? Like, what you think?
Niggas better get on their shit. It's that. You know what I'm saying? It's on there. When that boy start doing the real interviews and bitch keep saying St. Petersburg, Florida, they gonna start looking. You just gotta be ready. If you doing music, nigga, stay in the studio. Stay in the studio. That shit ain't free. So I always say, man, chase your dream, but you know, take care of your reality. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a lot of niggas who probably talented out here ain't got no money. You know what I mean? But these phones now, bitch, you can download some shit and you know what I'm saying? Go to McDonald's and connect to the Wi-Fi, nigga, and rap. Make it, you know what I'm saying? It's too many, but you, like I said, it's all about, it ain't even about the sound. You might come across, I don't know, bro. I can't even tell you. All I can tell you is be ready. You can't be mad at niggas who done made it if you ain't putting in no work. You put in the work, a nigga might catch you. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, Rod Wave been doing his shit. You know what I mean? I can contest to that. I was there. You know what I'm saying? But niggas do this shit. Like I was doing that shit, bro. But I was so in the street, bro. I was really, you know, I'm getting money. Like I was serious, but I wasn't. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands on features and beats and. I was the first nigga. I was fucking with Justin Lee, the Runners. I was a street nigga. I was the first street nigga doing that shit. I'm getting beats from these major niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nigga fucking with me, Justin Lee from Tampa. I'm in the club fucking with these niggas. I got 30 bottles in this bitch. Dolo, what's up? Y'all gotta fuck. I'm getting beats from these niggas. These niggas is doing Ross and Jeezy and y'all gotta fuck with me. But now, yo, just keep your music. That's in any aspect. Whatever you trying to do, if you gotta be ready. You know what I mean? You can't just wake up and not have nothing. I would do shows and I ain't got no CDs to give a bitch. Everybody, you got no CDs? Man, I ain't got nothing for you, man. I'm just doing this shit, bro. I swear to God, I travel the country doing that shit. Opening up for all the acts we ever had, and I ain't got nothing to give a bitch.
For real.
Stupid shit. Like, damn, look at it now. Like, fuck, I got one of my little partners just signed with The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Fitzgerald.
Oh, I seen you pushing him.
Yeah, that's my partner. I gave him his name and everything. I'm telling nigga like, well, you know, don't go with that shit when he first started. Like, bro, don't play with that shit. Don't be like, cause you know you get money. Nigga, stay on that shit, bro. Cause
I see him and his boys getting
oh yeah,
paper.
they hanging out. Yeah, most definitely. My dog, them man, Fitzgerald family.
Where they from?
They from Quincy.
Okay.
Quincy, and you know Tallahassee, all that shit. Havana, goddamn Midway, all you know. If you know about that shit, you know 850. Yeah, that shit, man.
And you said you about to get the real talk going
Yeah, I'm finna
back.
crank that back up, man. Real Talk 365. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start my podcast back up.
Let people know your social media and all that too.
On my social media, Lil Bo 365 grind. That's on Instagram. My Facebook is Bo Collier. My first and last name, Bo Collier. That's my Facebook. But my Instagram, Lil Bo 365 grind.
And you gonna get the podcast going back too?
Yeah, I'm gonna get my podcast. But I just had one, the Juice, and my daughter them.
Okay.
I had one, the Juice, and you know we had some complications, so we cut that short. But you go on YouTube and look at it. The Juice podcast. The Juice podcast. It was nice. We had a good time doing that shit. You'll see where I'm coming from with this. Outside of this interview, you'll see what I mean when I say the real shit, and motherfuckers, you know, don't like the real shit.
And we got to link back up because I want to get you back on the show, man. Just touch base every now and then. I know you got to go handle your business and shit, but we definitely got to link back up, man. It was definitely a pleasure to get this interview.
I got so much though, like damn, man, nigga be in this bitch. I'll just be bouncing around. I be trying to stay focused, but boy, just so much, man, nigga. I could say.
I already know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking shit now, like damn, man, you say that, but. It's a lot of shit, bro.
We definitely got to link right back up. I want to get you to come back on the podcast and touch base, you know, from time to time.
Man, we can do it every week, nigga.
Definitely. Let's do it.
Damn right.
I'm going to be hitting you, already know.
So, bro, love.